Welcome back to another episode of Recovery Life. My name is Latoya, and we are back. Happy holidays, first and foremost, to everyone. And I hope you have a Recovery Life holiday. We have a new guest, and I'm going to give her a couple minutes to introduce herself. How are you?
Good.
Tell us a little bit about who you are. And
My name is Iris Diaz, and I'm part of Recovery 12. I live in the sober house, and I've been clean 9 months.
wow.
And I just finished my recovery coach class on Saturday. So yeah.
That's fantastic.
Doing
Recovery
things.
coach. So when you said a lot in just a couple of seconds. When you say I became a recovery coach, tell me how different that is from your last high.
Wow. I mean, this is, it's different. I mean, it's a good move for me. I feel great about myself, motivated. I know that I'm going to do good in that field, helping people, because that's what I love to do, help people. So yeah, I'm excited to go forward in that situation.
So, it's a lot of work to stay clean, right? And so tell me what it looks like for you on a daily basis.
On a daily basis. Well,
One day.
I wake up really early, and I get on my knees and I say a prayer every day. That's the first thing I do when I start my day. I have to have a prayer. Then I usually take a shower and get to the 10 o'clock meeting. I pick up people to go to the meeting too. Then I do the meeting, and then usually from there I go to work.
Okay.
And then that's my day.
So are you around a lot of recovering people?
Oh, yes.
Okay, tell me a
Yes.
little bit about that without mentioning the name of the fellowship. Like, how does that go when you're around people who are recovering as well?
It goes good because I'm just around positive people, motivated people all day. So, it's like a turning clock. It's, people are busy doing this, doing that, going to work, going to meetings, So, it's just constant movement all the time. We all keep ourselves busy.
That's awesome. I love to hear the positive side of recovery, because we hear a lot of the downside and the family, the problems. What was it like for you in some of your relationships in your family when you were actively using to have them believe that this was going to be the time?
I think it happened when the last time I had my relapse, it wasn't a long relapse. It was very short. And my family came, they kept on looking for me at the spot where I was hanging out at. And when my brother finally came again, and I got in the car with him, and I said, okay, I'm ready. I'm gonna do this time. And he said, you sure? I said, yeah, I'm very sure. I'm positive, I'm done. I'm ready.
What did that feel like?
It felt good. It felt good. Because I know now that out there it's just, there's nothing good. It's just trouble, people stealing, and you're going hungry, you lose weight, you're doing things that you normally don't do, going into stores, coming out with things. That's not the way I was brought up. I was brought up in a good Christian religion with good parents, a good family. And for them to see me like that was a downfall, So I needed to get myself back together, before, things got worse.
And it's good that you mentioned your bringing up your upbringing, because a lot of times parents and people who raise us, they like to take responsibility of what they did wrong, and it's not about what they did wrong. These are choices. Even if things did go wrong in the household or before that, it's not the parents' fault if we sniff heroin, smoke crack cocaine, drink alcohol, drink and drive, pop pills. Those are choices that we make. And once we see that they create problems in our lives continuously, the only person that can stop us from making those decisions is us, right?
That's right.
So what was it like when you took yourself accountable and said, I gotta change something about this. This is just not what's supposed to be happening in my life. Like,
yeah, I mean, well, it's like this. When I saw that, I was drastically losing weight and just looking like a different person. I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, wow, that's not me. I couldn't even recognize myself. Right. That's how ugly it looked. So I said, this has to change, you know? It just, and the way I was acting, and my lifestyle, being outside, freezing, not eating, and I'm a type of person that, I'm a hard worker. I've worked hard all my life. I went to school, I got my schooling, I got my degree, and I said, what is going on with you? You need to wake up. This is not you, Iris. This is not you. You need to get back where you need to be, and that's in a positive mode, and go back out there and go back to work and do what you have to do and show your family and all your people that this could be done again, and you're gonna do it right this time.
And you've been doing a phenomenal job. I've watched your growth, and it's slow and strong. That's the best kind of recovery you can have. And I find it funny because I relate. You know, when you look in the mirror and you're like, who the hell is that? Somebody
exactly.
is in the mirror. That can't be. There's no way. Move when I move too. Oh, yeah. Like you get shocked.
Yeah, exactly.
Because part of your face is missing. Like you.
Yeah. You're like, whoa. You're sunk in, your bones.
Yeah.
You could actually see your bones on your face, and I'm like, whoa. I always have a chubby face, and when I saw those bones, I said, oh wow, wow. And then the difference on your IDs. Because no matter what, I used to always renew my license, and you could see the difference in my license in the picture. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. How I look like this, and then now I look like this, and I look like that. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. It's just, it's a wake-up call, definitely a wake-up call.
So, a grateful addict doesn't use. What makes you feel grateful?
Oh, wow. Waking up every day, having my higher power in my heart, being around sober people, being able to get to places, having a car. I mean, there's so many things in life to be grateful for. Like, I'm a humble person, so I'm grateful for so many things. Hot water, soap. Especially soap.
Right. I'm grateful you had soap too.
Yeah, I gotta take that shower, you know?
Yeah.
You gotta be clean. Because when you clean on the outside, you're cleaning on the inside. So just, having a job, just being able to get to the meetings. Like when I first got to where I got to, I was walking. Then I had a bike. Then I Ubered, then I got a car. So it was a process. So I appreciate, because I went from step to step to where I got now. It wasn't easy, it was a process for me. And I know what it is to walk and sweat in that hot summer, or to ride a bike and take an hour to get to work, to leave an hour ahead just to get there on time. So yeah, very grateful for everything in my life right now.
And it also says that you didn't skip any of the process, because in order for us to learn to appreciate, in order to make it to gratitude, we have to make sure that we don't skip any of the steps that it takes in life, right?
Exactly.
So like when you talked about one extreme to the next, to the next, to the next, but never ever complaining about it. Like this is what it takes to get to the higher level. But this is also what it takes for you to plant your foundation, for your life to say that I worked hard for this, because they say a hard-earned dollar is one that's appreciated, correct?
Oh, that's very correct.
Tell me about that.
I sweat for my money. I work in a kitchen at a country club, and it's very hot in there. And let me tell you something, every penny counts for me right now. Being able to pay my rent every week, and just my car insurance, my phone, my groceries. I have to make sure that I'm respectable. I respect every penny that I have, that I make, because it's not something you can just throw away, because I really work hard to make that money. So it doesn't just doesn't come off a tree, I worked hard for it. So yeah, I appreciate every penny.
I'm glad to hear you say that. And so, without sharing the other part of the person, what is it like to be in a relationship in recovery?
It feels good, especially when your partner is in the same role that you're in, and trying to be a better person themselves. And what we do with each other is that we push each other to grow, to be better in our lives. And it's really important for both of us to, to grow in our relationship, and just to make sure that this bond that we have doesn't break, and that we're going to stay strong in our recovery. Our recovery is very important. Mm-hmm. That's why we're doing things a lot different this time. Instead of living together, living in separate places, right, and things like that. So we're working on things slow.
That's a beautiful thing, and I love that you said slowly and separately, because y'all been together 10 years. It's not like it's new. But making sure that you each have your own foundation, so that when you come together, you're strong on individual levels, right?
Right.
Because I have a husband who has 22 years of recovery, and I have 13. But I have my 13 that I work for hard, and he had his 22 that he worked hard for, right? So we can't be each other's sponsors. We cannot be each other's recovery mentors. That just would never work. I can't even imagine. This string is going to drive me nuts. Y'all going to have to wait a minute, because I can't do the string. Okay, there we go. See how obsessive I am? That would have bothered me the whole rest of the show. I would have been like, what you say, girl? You see that string? So yeah, so you have to have like your own foundation.
Right.
It matters so much.
You need a pair of scissors?
Yeah, I'm good. We're good now. We're good now.
Okay.
So I'm glad that you have your separate recoveries, because I'm gonna be fine. I'm so sorry. That tickled me. Because at the end of the day, if two people can't be weak at the same time,
exactly,
that just can't happen. Imagine if you come home and you're in a funk, and then she comes home and she's in a funk.
Right.
That's just not a good idea.
No,
right?
It's not going to work.
Right.
It's not going to work. Right?
So what do you do for your coping skills to make it, because it's got to be like, yeah, I would love to do this, but what has changed about you to change your coping skills?
I think now I have boundaries, and like I'm more into my recovery. Like before I wasn't into it. Now I'm reading, I'm working on steps, reading, paying more attention at people's stories when I go to meetings. Just paying more attention to my surroundings. Seeing, like you could see things from far if you really pay attention. Mm-hmm. So that you don't get hit with that one, Like I can tell when someone is gonna wants to do bad towards me. I can see it already. So it's like I just step away, stay on my side, and just try to be a good person. And like I said, keep with my higher power. Because prayer every day just makes you a stronger person. So
it's discernment.
Right.
You have the gift of
prayers,
discernment.
I just say, I leave it up to you, God, and you take care of that person for me and just guide my way. And he's been doing it fine for me so far.
That's awesome. I love to hear that. What about this life that you have right now? You want to see extended in your future self?
Well, I mean, I want to live for a long time, as long as I can live. And but I think I need to do a lot more changes in my lifestyle, eating better. Definitely have to quit smoking cigarettes because it's really getting to me, the smoking. Just taking care of myself physically and, just doing things right. And like I said, just continuing being a positive person and continuing with my higher power and just doing the right things. Because I know God is the one that takes you. If you're not doing right, he's going to take your life. So he's the one that decides whether you stay here or you go. It's his word. So by going by those footsteps, I think that I'll be fine.
You are very spiritual, and that has a lot of power in a recovery life because you have something to connect with. I always share with people that my God doesn't have to be your God, and spirituality is separate from having a religion. You could be good orderly direction, group of drunks, group of drug addicts, good, whatever it is, it just can't be you. You can't be your own God.
Right.
You have to have something stronger than you, or you're going to fail.
Right.
Bottom line. And so, what is it like when you finally get that connection back? Because when you come from that, it means it was already within you, but you just went your own way and chose to put the pause on that, right? What is it like when you reconnect?
Well, for me, it's like I said earlier, I take things more serious. The way I pray is different. I take more time. I'm praying. I don't do this 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Lord, for today, and blah, 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 and say that's it. I take my time with it now, and I have more patience with my life, too. Like, you have to have some kind of patience in your life if you want to get somewhere. Like, nothing's going to happen in one day. You have to take your time and focus on your life and make those steps and make sure that those steps that you're doing are the right steps. Don't rush into doing anything, because if you rush, that's when you fail. So I'm taking my time doing things this time.
And you get to enjoy the walk.
Oh, yeah. And I don't worry as much about things, because I know I have so much faith in my higher power that I don't worry. I'm like, it's okay. They cut my hours. Oh, it's okay. Things are going to work out because I have faith that something's going to come through for me. So, I'm not going to, get a headache over this anymore. Things are going to come. Good things come to good people. And I'm a good person. So that's the way I live my life.
And you are a good person. And I never see you out of character. I never see you force-feeding people your way of life, which is the beauty in recovery, is because we don't want it to taste bad to the person that's new.
Right.
Nobody wants to be force-fed some shit they don't want to eat, right?
Exactly.
So if you're telling them recovery, nobody's going to want to be around you. They're going to be like, oh, there go Iris. Let me go this way.
With that story.
Here she go chasing me with the recovery. I got to go. But it takes time to know when and how. And to also listen more than anything else and give suggestions and directions when needed, right?
Right.
So what is that like when you're around people all the time and there's so much information to take in? How do you know what's best for you to take in and what to leave behind?
Just when you study the words that people speak, you would know. And plus experience the things that I've been through in my life. also helps me out. And when I listen to people's stories and I can relate to their story, it's just compatible, you know. It works out that way.
That's good. Have you told your story yet?
No, I have not.
And you get on my TV show and you look, I love it. Because this is something that you'll have for yourself.
Right.
To see all of the progress that you have made in the time that you have been clean and made a decision to change your life for the better, right?
Right.
Because no matter what, no matter how much our brothers and families and sisters want us to get it, it doesn't work until we want it to work, right?
Exactly. When we're ready.
When we're ready,
right.
That's when we get it, right?
Exactly. Exactly. There comes a time where you're going to get tired of the in and outs, the in and outs and the in and outs. And I always say, I don't have another out. I want to stay in, you know? And it goes with my age, too. I'm not getting any younger. Not a spring chicken anymore. So, you know, it's time to settle down and do the right thing.
So I don't even think spring chicken should be out there using drugs. Be out there using them drugs they got out there nowadays. They're just not playing anymore.
Yeah,
it's not even fun anymore.
Yeah, it's
I know in the 70s they talked about this whole way of life. The stuff that's out there now is called killing a bag. They're immediately killing people.
Definitely.
And it's just not, you know, there's a fine line between having a good time and death.
Exactly.
And addicts don't know the difference. That's the difference between myself and a person who can have a beer on a Friday. They can have a beer on a Friday and go to work on Monday. My Friday lasts for 5 years. I just disappear, like off the face of the planet. Like that was a long ass Friday.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, that's exactly how my route used to go too. If not, I'm falling asleep somewhere. So, I mean, you get high to what? To fall asleep on a bench? I mean, and get robbed? It's just not worth it. It's not worth it anymore.
What does it feel like to be in the moment and actually embrace that moment? And
oh wow, it feels great. I have this weight just lifted off of me, and I just feel like a brand new person. You know, almost like, I don't know if you ever heard the story of an eagle. I almost feel like I went through that process that an eagle went through, because they have to fly first. Before they can live longer, they have to make a decision. They have to fly up to the top of a mountain. When they get to the top of that mountain, they have to take off their beak, break their beak off, take their claws off, actually scratch their claws off, and be up there alone for 120 days while other eagles are going around dropping food to them. And that's a process that eagles go through. And I feel like I'm like an eagle. I went through a process. I'm a new person. I took all the old out and put in all new. I'm a beautiful new person. Fresh.
I love that. I did not know that about the eagle. That is fantastic. That's very fascinating. I did not know that.
Yeah.
But that does fit you. That does fit you.
Thank you.
Because we feed each other in recovery.
Right.
Continuously. So we're like the eagle on top of the mountain each day.
Yeah, and we feed each other the word, and we show each other. When you see a person that's clean for a long time, you're like, I want to be like that too. I want to be clean for a long time too. I want that car, or I want this, I want that. You know, it just inspires you.
That's phenomenal. I love that. So tell me, if you meet someone for the first time and they're struggling and they're young and they come up to you and they say, how do you stay here? What is this all about?
Wow, that's a hard one. Actually, I did have a young person come up to me one time and asked me that. And I just said that you just have to make the first step and go into a program. You got to make sure that you go to a program. And when you go into that program, decide while you're in there and take your time and think about what you want to do for the rest of your life. Try to stay there and actually go through it. And if you don't make it through, then you can always come back and try again. But the whole point is going in there, making that step. Make that first step and go into a program. And from there, things are going to work out.
I love that. I work with a lot of people who don't want to recover out loud because of the colleges they want to go to or because of family or whatever. And I do a lot of one-to-one with them because they want to recover quietly. And so I'm like their chocolate mamas, you know. I'm the tough one. Mm-hmm. But I have to say to the parents, let me do my job. She's going to pout. She's going to stomp her feet and tell you she doesn't want to do some of the stuff I suggest. But she's going to live. It's your choice. Temper tantrum, get over it. Right?
Right.
That's part of the enabling process that we have to let go. Right?
Exactly. Because the thing with my family, when they stopped opening their doors or giving me money and helping me when I was out there in a way that could damage me, that's when I realized, it's not that easy. Mm-hmm. You got to do what you got to do. And it actually woke me up, you know, on top of everything else. And they helped me by being tough with me. Mm-hmm. Tough love.
Tough love.
That's what my sister says. It's tough love. I love you, but I can't give you this today. So she goes, I'll give you something to eat, but I'm not giving you any money.
That's right.
And I said, I'll take it. So that's how it happened too.
Because it's important, because otherwise, if you don't get a grip on it some way or another, they can't always be on trips when they go visit family, right?
Right.
And really they're in treatment somewhere in a whole nother state, right? So grandma and grandpa doesn't know that they have this issue, and then they overdose at grandma and grandpa's house and they don't know how to save them. So it's like teaching them how to live life and teaching the parents how to help them live their life on their own, you know, so that they're able to at least have a connection to people like us who they would be comfortable telling the truth to and saying, I'm struggling. Because they're not going to tell their parents that they're struggling if they're already feeling the pressure.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not going to happen.
The easiest thing to have is, like with family, is an open conversation with them and feeling comfortable. Mm-hmm. Because it took a while for my family to understand the process I was going through. But when they opened the doors again and I got to talk to them, and they were different with me and saying, if you need me, I'm here. If you need to talk, call me anytime, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, doesn't matter. If you can't sleep or something, call me. I'm here for you. That helped me a lot more too.
That's right, being available to them when they're having cravings and triggers.
Right.
Because those are the times they need you the most.
Right.
It's knowing that if you call and say, I'm feeling some kind of way, I'm anxious, I'm away, I don't know what to do, I can't connect to anybody that's here, what can I do? You know, there's a million ways to connect, you know?
Right.
So, that went by quick.
It sure did.
I would like for you to give our viewers about 60 seconds of hope.
60 seconds of hope. Well, keep on coming, do your meetings, stay strong in your recovery. We're going to have our ups and downs, but if you just have faith, things are going to go okay.
Thank you for coming today.
Thank you for inviting me.
You did an amazing job.
Thank you so much.
And it was a lot of hope in it, just all through your story, because you are an example of what recovery looks like, and people love to see it look and feel good.
Thank you.
So I thank you for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
Again, we would like to say happy holidays from us to you at Recovery Life. Ciao.